she was having the time of their life at Subway.
Oh, to be a middle-aged woman having her smoke break, that sounds like ecstasy right now. I feel like such like a little drone that like logs onto his like little work thing and then does what people tell him to. I'm literally just AI.
Oh no.
Yeah,
You're better
but
than AI.
maybe so.
You
Maybe.
know, if they put you in a lineup of images, I would be like, oh, that's definitely not the AI one.
Hmm. We'll see.
Speaking of AI, did you hear about the Willy Wonka chocolate factory Glasgow fiasco?
No, what is this?
So these posters came out and like they were promoting this immersive experience. It was going to be candy and like just the Willy Wonka universe you get to walk through for kids and families, right? So all this magic marketing comes out, people go, and it's like a warehouse with like a bouncy castle. It's a nightmare. So they call the police and they're like, this is a fraud. This is not what we saw on the posters. So all these posters look like they were AI generated and they just sold these tickets to these families. It's like Firefest meets DashCon a la Willy Wonka.
That is nuts. But that does remind me, like, it is pretty funny how DashCon is kind of the iconic first ever. I don't even know if it was a scam. I just think that the creators of Tumblr, I'm assuming they had like a part in it, like, are just so bad at their job.
I understand that this was not Tumblr endorsed. This was like some Tumblr influencers who got together and were like, let's do this.
Oh, so it was a scam.
Sort of. It was a not sponsored event, I guess. It was the Flint for Firefest.
Wait, were you there?
I might have been. Wait, at DashCon?
Yeah.
No, I wish.
For some reason, I like thought I had a memory of you actually going. Probably just a dream.
I went to VidCon.
Yes, you did. Oh my God, I
Mhm.
forgot about that. What year did you
Yeah.
go?
2014, I think.
Wait, who
Yeah.
did you like talk to again?
I met Eugenia Cooney and she gave me a bracelet.
Oh,
She was standing in like the event center courtyard, one of them, and she was just handing out bracelets. I didn't know who she was. I was just like, oh my god, cool like scene chick handing out bracelets. And we might have got a picture. If I find it, I took my digital camera, right? And they're in there, which is somewhere in a box, this like SD card. But I need to get out.
somewhere in a box in an SD card. That could be anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, considering that I moved 6 months ago and I still haven't unpacked, I think I know where it is.
That's so funny. Wait,
Yeah.
who else did you meet?
I met Boxy, which I didn't know Boxy. My friends were like, "Oh my god, you met Boxy," and I'm like, "I don't know who this is, but I'll get a picture with them because you like her." And I saw, remember? Oh, I don't want to dead name them, but I don't remember the current name. They're British vlogger.
British?
Yeah,
Wait, are they trans?
they are now. Like that's a horrible way to like present somebody, but this was a YouTuber who was really famous, millions of followers, right? Like prime mid 2010s YouTube culture, right? And it was this person and this other guy, and they were British and they did their thing. Then they just fizzled out, and then recently, like within a few months ago, within the last year for sure, she like had deleted all the videos and then came back up and was like, "Hey everybody, like I'm trans or whatever," and like had been transitioning for the last few years. So it was like, whoa. And I don't remember their name.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
oh, it's Charlie. Okay. It's Charlie. She didn't change her name. Okay, yeah, it's Charlie. Charlie McDonald. You
Oh,
know?
okay.
Big YouTuber. So anyway, I saw her, then not her at VidCon, but kind of just like walked by me. And you could tell that she was just coming out because like there was nobody, and then slowly people were like, "Oh my god, is that them?" And then they just started gathering. By the time they got from the door to go to the courtyard, there was like a crowd, and I was like, "I know them." There was also this Tumblr guy. His name was Hi, like Hi, hello.
Hmm.
He was really big. You remember him?
Yeah.
Did he get canceled for something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he was there, and I talked with him. We hung out at the lounge or whatever because I had an industry pass because I was there to network for cinema, and he was cool. He didn't follow me back, but he was like nice to me and like friendly.
I was
He
just
might.
gonna ask, did he follow you back? Ugh, what a fake friend.
I know.
Just remembered that in high school, I was like sort of flirting with this guy on Tumblr, and he had like 20,000 followers just because he would like make gifs of like whatever. And at one point, he was like, or at one point, I was like, why don't you follow me back? He's like, you don't make anything.
Ooh, was it true?
Yeah, I wasn't making gifts. I did not have the ambition to because everyone pirate downloaded Photoshop somehow and were making gifts that way. And I was just like, I don't understand how to do that. So I don't really care.
Same. Learning how to make them was too much, so I never did.
Yeah.
Did we ever connect on Tumblr?
I think we might have when we first met, but I think it was just briefly. I think your blog was already dead at that point.
Yeah, I didn't make anything, but I had a bit of a cult following.
Oh
Under
wait, you did,
5,000.
didn't you? You had an aesthetic blog, right?
Yeah. Well, it was like a random aesthetic blog, so it wasn't really an aesthetic blog. It was more of a mood board blog, and it was very spooky and like artsy and definitely not black and white. I did not like black and white blogs.
I just there was some that it was just I feel like they kind of missed the assignment where it'd be just pictures of flowers. I'm like, okay, no, that's not really what we're doing,
You know what? I think I just remembered that I did have an aesthetic blog actually. Let's see. Oh yes, I did. Oh my god, I'm gonna send it to you.
I
I
told
haven't
you.
posted in years. Wait, do I just seem like the guy with the aesthetic blog?
That's
Check it
so
out.
funny.
This was back before aesthetic was aesthetic. I first heard the word aesthetic from Tumblr.
Oh my god. Do you remember the phase on Tumblr where it was Nutella everything?
Yes.
That was so stupid.
Everyone loves Nutella. But it got
But
old quick.
it's not that good. It's good, but it's literally just sugar and I think it'll rot your teeth. You should not be eating Nutella.
I mean, that's why it got canceled. But I think a lot of people were just discovering it because I think Nutella's great, but I never get it because it's so bad for you. But when I first had it, I was like, oh my god, this is the best.
What requires the amount of sugar that they put in it? Wouldn't people be satisfied with half that amount?
Then they can buy their damn European Nutella.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I'm how come we can't buy European Nutella? How come we have to eat the slop?
Wait, are you being pro or anti Nutella now?
I'm being anti-American Nutella.
If you can buy Japanese mayo, why can't you buy European Nutella, huh?
I'm saying my man's bought Japanese barbecue sauce.
Is it tasty?
I think I hear the tornado forming right above my head.
What?
Well, it's not, which is really bad because I live right underneath the roof. My room is slanted because that's where the shingles start sloping down. So I hope I don't die.
Is there a tornado?
I don't think there's a tornado, but I also don't know if there can be a tornado in Chicago because they don't really happen in cities, right?
I mean, I think there can be a tornado anywhere. But I don't know if the proximity to the lake has anything to do with the way storms move. So it's not.
Yeah, this reminded me of a thing where it's there's a TikTok that I saw that was the Earth being so scared and because this asteroid is coming to kill it, and then Jupiter comes in last second and someone photoshopped two gigantic breasts on her, and the sound was throw that ass in a circle because evidently there's historical evidence that suggests that Jupiter has been protecting Earth from comets and asteroids that would otherwise completely destroy us, just because she's so huge and massive that nothing can get past its gravitational pull, and once it enters the atmosphere it gets destroyed immediately.
Oh my, I love that.
That's so yeah. Now I can't stop thinking of Jupiter throwing her ass in a circle.
Jupiter, that's the big one, right?
Yes, she's the biggest one.
The biggest one, Big Bertha.
She's no joke. How come we never talk about that? How come we never talk about how it goes Mars, a little red rock, into a gigantic, unfathomable size fart that Jupiter is?
I have no idea. There might be theories.
Why does gas form a planet? How is a planet just gas? You know what? Let's see for another day.
There's got to be a point where it's just frozen solid element, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what that means. No, because then that's ice. I have no idea.
Yeah, which is a whole nother thing. Neptune and Uranus are the same planet, basically.
One has rings, no?
Oh yeah, that's true. Uranus has rings, and it's upside down or something. I don't remember. A long time ago, it got hit by something that was really big, and it was so big that it knocked it off its axis. And that's why it rotates that way. It just got stuck that way. I'm not kidding. This is true. It literally just got stuck like that.
No, I'm just picturing like
Jupiter?
I'm just picturing Jupiter's rack like smacking Uranus.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Uranus does not have Jupiter's fat ass to protect it. Like, Pluto is not going to do. Pluto's skinny, teeny, tiny United States shaped body is not going to throw her ass anywhere near an asteroid.
She'll be taken out by any asteroid.
It's true. It's true.
Is Pluto still a planet or no? I forget. Like every now and then I hear yes and no.
No, I don't remember what it was. It's like someone recently said like, oh, they have to have like a gravitational pull, but Pluto's too small that it doesn't really have that.
Who makes these rules? We'll sneak her in.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
okay,
know.
Pluto, you can come in here. Jump in my purse.
But it's cool that she's like a little rock. Like finally a planet that is made of like something that's like physical and real. Speaking of other things I saw on TikTok, who the fuck did I marry 48-part TikTok series?
I heard about that series. I've seen a lot of it. Like about it. Is it good? Is it worth watching? Did you watch all of it? I knew it was 40
It's
some
pretty
parts.
juicy.
Really?
I like to watch. I watched it like just like in like while I was like doing something else idly, and it's really interesting just to see like how. I mean, this is not something new. I think like a lot of people love these like it's like the Tinder swindler almost, where it's like someone just lies about everything for no reason. But this guy really didn't have a motive. Like he was just lying just to be like a liar.
Oh. Ooh, I'll have to watch it.
Like he didn't get anything out of it. He was just lying.
We should message her and buy the rights to that story.
We should. We should make a movie called Who TF Did I Marry? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark.
The first movie based on a TikTok thread. Shonda Rhimes probably already beat us to it.
Yeah, it's the new Zola.
Yes. Oh, that movie was so much fun.
Wait, oh my god, and we can make Who TF Did I Marry a 2-part movie series?
A 40-part movie series.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Maybe 10. Are these like 10-minute 40 parts? Because that's 400 minutes.
That could be a good like Netflix original show. It has like a limited release and it's just like the 48 episodes where like she just goes through like everything that happened and then someone recreates it. It is pretty funny though because like I was expecting the story to really develop over quite a long time or something, but like she like had this guy like like basically living with her after like a few months of like talking to him.
I don't blame her. Sometimes that just makes sense. You know. Just...
Well, that's the other thing that makes it so complicated is like right when they met, the pandemic started. So they were like, "Oh, we're just quarantining together."
Bad idea.
Yeah, it was. But I just love all the videos of people being like at the salon, they're playing "Who the Fuck Did I Marry" on the TV. Just like random like people that aren't doing anything are just like standing like watching it. And like everyone's like doing stuff, but they're like no one's talking because they're all like listening like idly.
Yep.
Or,
see, those are the videos I've seen.
Or the laundromat. I would do it in like the University of Iowa library. That'd be funny.
Like blasted on the speakers.
Well, yes.
So who the fuck did she marry?
I don't know. She called him Legion, but as we know now, I don't think that's his real name.
Wow.
But I think he came out and was like, tried to defend himself or something. I don't know, like, because I accidentally exited out of it and then I went to look it up again on TikTok and I like saw like someone posted like his response. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, there's like, I don't know if like you can really have a response to that. Like, you literally are just a pathological liar. Why would anyone believe what you say?
Maybe he's not. And she's gaslighting him.
I feel like I just feel like men are so much more likely to lie about everything for no reason, though.
Yeah. I lie to men all the time, too, on the hookup sites and stuff.
That is true. I also do like lying every now and then. But it will be over something that is so, like, I could tell the truth and the outcome would be the same. I don't know why I lie sometimes. Sometimes I just think, like, you know what? No matter what, I'll, like, kind of know this pretty clean. But then I just lie. But that's white lies, which I think is very girly pop.
Never heard anyone.
White lies are for the gays and the girlies, and then tall tales are for straight guys.
Slop is for everyone.
Yeah.
What's the biggest lie you ever told?
Oh my God. I don't know. I think like when I first moved to Chicago, I would just lie about like who I was and what I was doing or like what my job was. Just because I was like, I know I'm never gonna like really see this person again. And that's like proven by how little I actually like leave the house. But I would just lie about my job. It was fun.
What was it?
I don't remember what I was saying. For a while, I was telling people in college that I was a neurological surgeon or something. I don't know. I don't remember what. It was like something really scientific. Maybe it was like biomechanical engineering. I'm not sure. What's the biggest lie you told?
Probably the lie I told to myself about who I was growing up. And that's the first one that came to mind. I'm a very honest person.
A big lie is hard for me because I'm like, if I get caught in this, then I'm gonna look like Boo Boo the Fool. And it will be, to me, like the idea of someone finding out that you're being fraudulent is so embarrassing. Just because like you're admitting to yourself that you don't think you're good enough, that's yikes. That's crazy.
Oh my god, you're destroying me.
Well, this is just like what I was like piggybacking off of like while I was watching the TikTok, just because like this guy had no reason to lie. Like he was like paying all of her bills and stuff. Like he was not getting anything out of it other than just like dating someone. But he was just like he would like love to lie. Like he could not help but like lie about everything.
Isn't that scary how you could like know a compulsive liar and unless you knew them from experience you wouldn't know if they're lying to you?
Yeah. Well,
Like
that's the
something.
thing. Like at one point, like a big part of the lies he told was when like they would go house hunting because like after like 4 months together they wanted to buy a house together and they had a realtor who showed them 25 different properties and twice the guy tried to put in an offer but then said I'm not showing proof of income until they accept the offer. And then the realtor's like, no, that's not how this works. And then he was like, well, that's just how it's got to be. And then like they're like, then no, it's not gonna happen. But I think like the first house, like he lied and said like, oh yeah, it's under contract now, like blah blah blah. And then like the day that the house like was bought by someone else, he was like, oh yeah, I just don't think that the interest rates are looking too good. So I think like we should just like try to find something else. But then the second one, he tried paying $700,000 in like cash for a house, and when he like didn't have like proof of funds, like the realtor was like, you're gonna have to find a new realtor because I can't keep doing this. Well, that's what he was saying. Like, I'm so sorry. I should have got your proof of before I even showed you the houses. And then the guy was like, well, yeah, maybe you should have. Like, it's not my fault that you didn't do your job. I was like, what are
Oh
you
my god.
talking about? Like, but that's the thing. Like, when he like would get caught in a lie, then he would like flip.
What I gathered from hearing all about it is that this woman is a good storyteller, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think it's just really, I just love a story time. And I relate to Alex a lot in the respect that I love watching people talk about or like do stuff that's largely unimportant to society at large. Like a huge part of that is gossip, though. Like, I want the gossip, I need the gossip. And that really fulfilled it for me. I have a gossip podcast that I listen to whenever I have to like get into a vehicle and I know that the ride will last more than an hour. I have a podcast that I only listen to when I have to get into a moving vehicle. So I always, but I don't listen to it anywhere else. That way I will always have it in my back pocket.
Interesting. But then are you like caught up? Like don't you worry that sometimes by the time you get to the next episode it'll be old gossip or is it timeless gossip?
It's timeless gossip. And like some of it is like, it's weird. Like a lot of the time it'll be like really just like odd situations. But I just like, one was like this like crazy stuff that happened. Like four like girls went to Thailand together after they were like graduating like grad school or something. And then one of them like vanished halfway through the trip, and it turns out she just left and went home because they each planned like their own section of a trip, and like hers was like one of the first ones to go and she didn't want to do everybody else's leg, so she just
Oh.
skipped that part. so she didn't have to pay the rest of it because they were all like divvying up like the funds like for the hotels and whatnot.
So she just dipped and didn't tell anyone?
Yeah,
That's rude.
yeah. She flew all the way back to back to the United States from Thailand.
Wow. Rude but iconic, which I guess go hand in hand.
Right. And then one was like this like family drama that had gone on for like 20 years because one of them like when they were all kids like one of them put like a hot dog on the toilet and it clogged up their grandparents like toilet and none of them would admit to it, but then they finally figured out who did it like 20 years later.
Oh, I want that video for my hot dog video collection though.
That would be a good one to add.
Yeah, I really do have one. I have a TikTok playlist that's all hot dogs.
Oh yeah, your glizzy.
Yeah, glizzy collection. I'm a glizzy collector.
Is the
No, no
video of
psycho.
is the video of you eating the glizzy that I took in that playlist?
No, I haven't posted that. I can't think of the right sound, but I still have that video.
I thought I posted it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, then it is up. Oh my god, speaking of us and food, I was thinking about the time when I made all that matzo ball at your house not long ago. All
I was
that
thinking about
soup.
that today. It's like someone like mentioned matzah and I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't." That was a wild, wild time.
Did you guys eat matzo ball soup for like a month after that? Or
No, literally, like we threw it away and we never used the rest of it. It's still in my cupboard though. Why did I think like having matzah was like going to be like so delicious? Like, what made me think like that was a good idea to begin with?
I mean, I kind of chose it.
But I was like, oh my God, no, this is a great idea. I think it was also, wasn't it on sale or something?
I don't remember that. Could have been.
Right. I thought you were gonna put like carrots and like celery in it, but you literally just took like top ramen like noodles and like blooped them into the pot
Yeah.
like a toilet, and then they're like, and like
I know. I ruined it with the ramen. I'm sorry.
it was so funny though. It looked like the ramen noodles look like those little swimmers that are in kombucha when it's still like alive.
No. Oh my god, yes. I'm so sorry. I was thinking about what a disaster that was earlier today too.
It was pretty iconic. And my boyfriend is very like he's very hippy dippy, so he does not use my microwave. He uses my pots and pans to reheat everything and then just like puts them in my sink. So I have cleaned up so much after him that that was child's play in comparison.
Rude, but also, I'm sorry.
He's
Make
also
him
like
clean.
an organic guru person. He only eats organic fruit.
That's
Oh,
fancy.
it's doing good. It's
We-
better than it has ever been. So I think like it's going in a good trajectory. And I think that is just part of like starting a new relationship is so much more about like figuring out like how it's going to be. And you can't really figure that out within like a month and a half. It takes time. Like you have to spend at least 3 months with someone before you know like whether you should keep going or quit.
yeah,
So the people
dude.
that are going on like 20 million like first dates, like what do you like why? Just
Yeah,
like see that person again. Plus, it's good if you see them again because then you have a connection and you'll never know when you'll need that. Like that
yeah,
person could be Britney Spears in like 10 years. You don't know.
yeah, exactly. Because when you're meeting someone like at their awkwardest or like most nervous, you're
Yeah.
missing out on the true. They could be the next Gypsy Rose,
Oh, so true.
or they could be the next Gypsy Rose's mom to your children. Give the world
Someone
a
said like
celebrity.
the internet has given so many people autism via Munchausen by proxy. I was
Oh,
like, wow, they really just turned the mirror around on everybody, huh?
is autism that much something that you develop? It's not something you're born with. Can you be traumatized into autism, or is that just like trauma?
I'm not sure. I
I'm
think
sure
it's
there's
also
an answer to
difficult
this.
because like the symptoms or the characteristics of it look very similar to other neurological like conditions or whatever. So it's difficult to say, but I think autism is something you're born with. But it's like
That
by
is
no means like something that is like debilitating. I mean, I guess it can be, but
oh, yes, it is. Yeah.
um this like the autism speaks thing is so weird to me because I'm like, what do you mean and autism? Like I think they're like okay, like what are you just gonna like euthanize the people that have it? Like I don't know how you're gonna end it, sweetie. Like you can't really like predict these things.
That is so awkward. Can you imagine going to the end autism meeting and like you're the only one there without autism? I
You're the
heard
only one
Tito.
who does not like have expertise in a particular field. Loser.
So a while ago, I saw this video, and it was like these are the autism like the spectrum nonprofits that you should not support, and Autism Speaks was one of them because they're problematic. And like the point of the video was like, don't support these, support these because these are like more beneficial to the community. And like TLDR, I've heard Autism Speaks is not the best.
But it's also funny that like the whole like vaccine thing was like vaccines give children autism, but it's like there's a lot worse things that could happen to your child.
Could be gay.
Like getting the mumps, that sounds a lot worse than having autism.
What's the mumps?
Mumps is like I don't know exactly like how serious the condition is, but it basically just like makes one side of your face like swell up like a frog.
Oh,
I think. And then with that will probably come some difficulty swallowing, sore throat. I'm no physician, so I think you should talk to your doctor before coinciding with the Slop pod regarding all medical analysis.
unless you're calling for a free diagnosis, like we give one of those away every month.
Yeah, it's like free legal advice. If it was from like a stripper.
Hey,
Well,
those
yes.
strippers know the law.
I feel like they probably have great advice.
It's like bartenders always have great advice too.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I
I
thought they
know we
were.
know a lot of crazy sloppy bartenders.
I mean, I guess that's true. But that's my point. Like sometimes the sloppiest people give the best advice.
True. They know from firsthand what not to do.
Or know somebody who does. You ever meet those like intense people? Like people who are so intense.
Like what do you mean?
You know, everyone has that one friend who's like super chaotic. And every
Oh
time you
yeah.
see them, like something fucking crazy just happened. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of like a fun example.
I don't know. It's hard to really give any like examples because that would be like perhaps incredibly offensive. Because then I would say like they're a fucking mess. Because it's like sometimes it just like reminds me of like some people like what you're describing. I'm thinking of like when like a spinning top is just like going out of control and like hitting like all of like the sides of the little like cage it's in and then like falls over and like debilitating slump and then they're just a shell of what they used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, did you have like anything specific regarding that? Someone who's like insane?
No, I was just thinking of like the bartenders and how when you said they know what not to do, just all those crazy experiences that some people go through and how some go through them more than others for whatever reason.
Right.
And then you
That's
said
true.
they're like,
I think there is like a certain profundity in having like someone in that like in your acquaintance circle that is kind of like that, but I think that's just because it's kind of like Miami or Tijuana. They're tricky, but it's always a lot of fun. I think I'm more just thinking about like the bad side of that is like when people like lose their mind and then like they're like trying to like get you to like do things or like just like give like saying like terrible ideas or like I don't know, like trying to make poor plans that like make no sense. And it's like, no, I don't really, it's not the avenue for this.
have
Yeah.
you ever been dragged into a crazy person's day or night or both? Or are you the crazy person?
Um,
Who's the most
hmm,
intense person you've met?
I'm trying to think. I do know like a few. I think I'm wise enough not to like kind of hitch a ride on that trailer though. Like I know when the wheels are about to fall off. So I'm pretty good at kind of slipping through the back door. I don't know like who exactly is like the most, I don't know. What chaotic? I don't know. That trip in Davenport was very chaotic.
I loved that. Oh wait, no, that was a bad time.
It was fun, but it was also very, very crazy.
Yeah, that was not a good time. We had a fight of some sort.
Yeah. Lana Del Rey had just came out with Motherfucking Rockwell the weekend before that, so I was really going through it. And then
Yeah.
I came home and Phoebe's like mom was visiting with like her brothers, her like twin brothers who were in high school. And I was like hungover, like, oh yeah, hi. This is an apartment that would later burn down and then spew asbestos all over the property.
Dude,
Yeah.
you are the chaotic one.
Maybe I am. I don't know. I haven't really gotten out very much in the past year, so how would I know?
Yeah, what are you doing? Why aren't you going out?
Just because I quit vaping and now that I don't vape, like whenever I drink, I want to vape and that makes me sad.
But now I get it. Like, why wouldn't you drink the chemicals under the sink, right? Like, they just look good and you're thirsty.
I don't want to drink the labelless alcohol in the bottle. The demon in me wants to. I don't want to whip out those drugs and do them like at 1 a.m. in the bathroom at a club. The parasite in me wants to do that. I don't want to hit the nicotine vape. The parasite in me wants it. The worms in my brain want that. I don't. If I had my way, I would never think about it again.
I believe in you. We're gonna find you some alcohol-free and nicotine-free spaces to hang out in.
Well, that's the thing. Like now I've also been like nurturing this relationship, so I haven't really had any time or inclination to go out anyways.
Oh, you guys don't go out many places?
Well, he's sober, so like
Mm.
he wouldn't really be doing anything anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day eventually.
Isn't it a bummer that there are no like sober things to do in public?
Yeah, but I
What are
think
you
that's
gonna do?
also just because he like the cold weather. But now it's like about to get warm out again. I'm ready to just bop around and haunt the parks, forage for needles.
Oh, I get it. Like for the addicts.
No, forage pine needles for my basket.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I know, I just got some in the mail from Georgia, the Georgia pine,
Wait, are you
as
collecting
opposed to
pines?
before I was using ponderosa pine needles
Wait, what do you use them for?
to weave baskets.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, you said you were gonna show me your basket weaving,
Yeah,
and
I can show
I
you
want to
like
see.
the ones I made.
Yeah, let's see your basket weaving, dude. This whole time I thought you were just like joking about the basket weaving.
This is like a little top to a basket,
Ooh.
and like it's made of like pine needles, and then like this lighter like weaving thing is like palm fronds that were like
Yeah.
dried. I ran out of the like little twine, so I had to stop this one before it was finished. But it's like a little, you can put like I don't know, like rings in it or something. My first completed basket.
I love it.
It's so fun.
The basket weaving is real.
It's my calling. I was like looking online for like hobbies, like, and I've been doing this for like over a decade. And it just like I went onto a website and it just kind of like came down from above and like it like hit me in the head and I was like, I want to go to there. How do? And then I immediately went to work.
You're converting everyone into the pine needling.
No, I'm obsessed.
I
And it
love
also
it.
smells so good because you have to boil the needles before you start working with them, and they also have to be wet, but like they always smell so good because it's like pine, it's like fresh, it's like balsam, you know.
Do you do it when they're still green or when they're like, is that why you boil them to soften them?
Yeah, I do them when they're brown and dried out. I think some people do them when they're green though. I think they're just like easier to work with, maybe. I don't know. I think it's also just like easier because like you can just like pick off like from like the ground like underneath the tree, just like pine needles that look good. But like it's also kind of like rude to like go into a tree and then rip all of its like needles off. Like it might need those. But sometimes like one of the branches will like kind of like die and then like all of the needles on it will kind of dry themselves out. So then like you kind of have like a basket just like waiting already, perfectly dried out, ready for you.
Wow.
Yeah,
An intricate hobby. National Geographic needs to follow you when you go foraging next.
I know. I feel so Laura Ingalls Wilder right now.
I love
Like the
that.
Little House on the Prairie that's throwing her ass in a circle to
Well, now I
protect the
know
inhabitants of Mother Earth.
via basket weaving.
Yes.
I
You
know I'm
know
gonna
it,
get you.
Bucci.
I gave an artist friend a bag of acorns one time so that she could make dye out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I have heard about that actually. I'm just not too sure how to do that.
There was a TikTok account that I watched a while ago that was like they would make paint out of anything, like normal
Oh,
things, like, natural things, I guess. Organic material. Yeah, they just crushed it up and mixed it with gum arabic. That's what it was.
oh,
And then it was
sure.
just paint. They
Yeah.
used that glass knob thingy. You know what I'm
Oh, yeah.
talking about?
I'm trying to think like what the ingredients were to like the oil paints we would use in college. And that sounds like gum arabic seems like one. I think like they also use like linseed oil or something. I don't remember.
I'm loving that hobby for you, and I wish you more.
Me too.
Have you ever been in Steamworks yet?
No, I haven't.
Same.
I've never got
It's
my
scary.
oysters shucked and plucked there. But Seamworks is like you have to pay an admission fee because of like all of like the sanitization that goes on, and like also some people evidently just use it as their gym.
Is it cheaper than having a regular gym membership?
That's a great question, actually. I don't even know, to be honest. I think like it's like sounds funny, but maybe they got like a like student discount with like when they were in college. If it was like a
Honestly,
monthly
genius.
what's it called? Yeah, monthly fee. I'm not sure.
Dude, that is a move. Like, if you own a place like that,
Introduce them to like your establishment, and then maybe slowly eventually they'll like wind around, like you show the you present the car and you show the car, then you walk around the car, right?
right. And then you open the car door.
And then you like start digging out oysters. Reminds me, like I don't know if I can ever eat oysters again because of the Santa Clarita Diet, that show on Netflix.
Oh,
Drew
no.
Barrymore eats like a bad oyster, and then it turns out it's like from this like rare breed of oysters found in this like remote region and like whatever. But like they like kill you and then turn you into a zombie.
Oh, is that how it starts?
Yeah, she literally got zombified by eating an oyster.
Oh.
Oh no, the hail is starting.
What's the forecast?
It literally says rain and like storming at 8 p.m. and that's it. So it
That's
should
great.
be over soon.
What do you do if there's a tornado? Do you like go to the basement? Do you go to the bathroom?
I guess not the basement. I would just go down the staircase to like the bottom floor. I don't think it really matters exactly. Like, I think you just should not be on the top floor, which I guess I technically am right now. But apples and oranges.
Sharknado, Rick and Dan.
Oh yeah, instead of Tara Reid.
Mm-hmm. Did you see any of the Sharknado movies? I didn't.
No, I don't think. I think I might have saw the first one actually, but I have not seen any of the others. But they sound really funny.
I appreciate them now more than I did when they were coming out because I was like, one of those people who are like, oh, all movies that are commercial are dumb, and I thought it was stupid. I mean, I guess it's still stupid, but now it's cool because they don't make those movies anymore, or do they? I don't know.
I don't. I'm not too sure if they still make them. Wait, have you watched them?
I've seen clips and
I was gonna say,
stuff.
like, how do you have an appreciation for something that you've never seen?
I like the concept of like the movie existing, and I know they're like really bad, dumb movies. Well, I guess I that's my assumption, right?
It reminds me of like the Jenny McCarthy Tara Reid fight where they're like fighting, and she's like, "Okay, yeah, thanks, Tara. Good luck with Sharknado 18." Jenny McCarthy asked her like, "So you're not getting any more plastic surgery?" And then Tara Reid's like, "Yeah, I think I've answered this question about 18 million times, and I don't know why you're asking. Like the same person that did yours." She's like, "Oh yeah, no, that's." She's like, "Oh, yeah, you think I'll always take your advice. You're the best." And she's like, and then Jenny's like, okay, well, I hope you stay married, and I hope your knees get a little less wobblier than they already are. And you should look it up. It's really funny.
What does she do?
Jenny McCarthy, I think, was in Playboy, but then I think she's the one that started the vaccines give children autism like thing and like spread it to like moms. And so I think it's kind of like her fault.
Oh, so she's an influencer.
Yeah. She's like a radio host.
Is she black?
No, she's white.
Oh, okay, okay.
They're
I
both
was
white.
thinking, who's the other one I'm thinking of? She's like anti-trans or something. About.
I think, are you talking about Candace Owens?
Yeah.
Actually, I think she's coming out with like, I think she's on like a really transphobic movie that's about to come out or something.
Wait, who's making Transformers transphobic movies?
I don't know. I think Ben Shapiro has this like documentary he's about to release about like why like the trans agenda is like infecting like children. I don't know. It's just like a bunch of like whack job like nonsense that they're like trying to spout out. I don't know for what reason.
He's one of the ones who started like his own like streaming service, right? Is that what this is for?
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, like not long ago they announced that they were, maybe it's not him, I just associated with him, but like there's a new streaming platform that's like conservative made movies and TV basically. Since Netflix is so woke.
Yeah, it would be really bad though, because like they're not good at producing like quality content by any means or stretch of the imagination. So I'm not sure how that would work out for them.
I guess it was Tucker Carlson. Never mind.
That's nuts. But you know what also reminds me of? Cybergoth. That is
Yes.
probably the craziest aesthetic I can think of. Like, how the fuck are you going to have wires coming out of your skull? Are you okay?
I liked it. I thought they were more like dreads, no? Are they wires?
I don't know. Like, it's hard to say sometimes, I think. Like, sometimes it just looks like gigantic cables that are like coming out of like their cranium. It's unacceptable.
I will defend Cybergoth here. I think it's an iconic take on the goth.
Yeah.
But now I'm like questioning. I'm Mandela affecting myself. Like, are they wires or are they dreads? I think you're right. I think they're supposed to be wires.
Because it's like cyber, like
Yeah, that
cyber
makes
is
more
like
sense.
isn't it, cyber is like cyberspace, right? Like within like the, like they want to look like they're goth, but like they came out of a computer. I don't know how those two things really interact.
They're like sci-fi goth. Yeah, no, they look like they live in the digital world. Like they dance under bridges.
Yeah,
But
they
it
sure do
also
love
goes
to do
with the
that.
music. It goes with the music, the cyber goth music. EBM, that's all I listen to, baby.
Electric bowel movement.
No, electronic body music.
EBM.
Yeah.
Electric bowel movement.
You can ask them to rebrand it. I like, well, actually, I don't like electronic body music. It makes no sense. Like, when you hear that, you don't think of like goths dancing under a bridge. You don't think of like a computer badass chick who's like dancing in the server room. So it's just a bad name.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. Rename EBM. Electronic Bowel can have the EBM.
I've been so into Third Eye Blind, and they are kind of around that time. Okay, put a pin in Third Eye Blind. But why did we stop saying cyberspace? Did we just forget about that?
I think we just started calling it something else.
The
like
internet?
the web. Yeah. Or the internet. Yeah. We should say cyberspace more though. A website exists in space.
In cyberspace, no one can hear you queef.
It's true. I've been doing it this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that meme that was like, on the internet, no one knows you're a dog? And then it's a dog on the computer. Yeah.
Iconic.
You remember the first meme that you saw?
I remember like they all looked really shitty because they were like the stupid ass, like, well, I don't even know what they're called anymore, but they're like the crudely drawn like faces, or like oh, the Me Gusta memes. I remember that one. Or Gershwurms. I remember that
Oh
one.
yeah,
What was your first meme?
the Good Advice dog or something like that,
I think I do remember that.
with like the colors in the back.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so that was my first meme, and like that's when memes were starting to go on Facebook. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it was the dog, and then who else was there? Like there was a dumb girl. I don't know.
Rick
And
Astley. That was kind of like a meme on
oh,
YouTube. I remember.
mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember what else. Nothing is really popping out at me though. It's hard. There's like relics.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that should be like a World Heritage site. Like Tumblr.com should.
There was a college that was offering a major in meme studies or something. So
Oh,
I
sure.
wonder if like a doctor in memes has a library somewhere that this is hopefully in.
Could be
There
like an
was a
English
site.
class.
Yeah, right. I mean, I would take that class. That's really interesting.
Meme literacy 101.
A history of memes. The website Know Your Meme is like the biggest meme database. And I don't know if it's still active or
Oh,
how they
it's
even.
still
Yeah. How do they keep up with that? Is it like Wikipedia?
it is I'm not too sure, but they are missing a lot of memes. I can tell you that. But I'm assuming it's something similar to that or like Urban Dictionary, maybe.
Well, keeping a library is very important now that AI is gonna like fake things.
What if AI destroys our media library? Like in a 9/11 Library of Alexandria twist of events and burns down everything that we've created. And then we have to start the internet from all over again.
Wow.
We have to remake Tumblr. We have to go through all that again.
We have to reprint all of it.
What's that fucking TikTok sound? No, please don't do this to me.
It blows my mind how big the internet is.
Yeah, it's kind of like a wormhole almost,
Yes.
like a singularity.
But at the same time, it's not real. It's just data in a
Yeah,
server.
it's cyberspace.
It is cyberspace. Oh my god. All the way over there.
Like the stuff we talk about, it kind of seems like it. Maybe it's just like my brain is fried.
Yeah. So I've been seeing these posts that are like guys complaining about, okay, leaving no response a response, or like should people be told something, should people who are not interested owe the other person a response. And these have just been like hot topics lately on the groups, the sleazy groups that I'm in.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I just kind of like got into a theory and a hypothesis that maybe um gay men are so slutty and prolific because Grinder has really just like enabled them, or maybe superficial in some respect, that like Grinder is just like what someone looks like and that's what you go off of, and you don't need to know anything about them in order to meet up with them in real life at like an undisclosed location. If like you're getting a lot of messages, then it's like maybe like harder for you to respond to everyone.
I think that it's nice to say something, but
Isn't it
also
like worse to say sorry, not interested?
what you do is you say hey back, because you know it's always hey, and then you go back and forth 2 or 3 messages, and then you stop responding, and then they get it,
Well, yes.
and then you didn't ignore them. But at the same time, I don't think people owe anyone a response. It's nice, but I don't think it's mandatory.
What if like if you weren't interested, you just like your response would like be like just like a very automated like have a good day and then like the waving emoji.
Hey, that'll get the hint across. I hate when it doesn't happen often, but I've noticed sometimes people will block me just after I view their profile. Like I don't even want to message them, and they'll block.
Right?
Like
Now that is like just vile. Like
yeah, or when they block you after you send them a face pic, that's always the sad
yeah,
ones.
that's always rough. I think that to be honest, the kindest response is probably no response at all. But at the same time, like maybe responding sorry not interested could kind of expedite like or like save them time and they're not left wondering. But there's always like a fraction of a chance that they react very poorly to being told that, and then they just start spiraling, and then like being like, why? Like blah, blah, blah. Or then they'll like turn it back on and be like, oh, well, I didn't even think that you're that good looking anyway. But it's like it just depends on like the day and so on and so forth.
When
Some
you
people
lie,
change drastically.
I've seen tons of screenshots of straight guys yelling at girls who like turn them down, and it's horrible. You know, what's the joke that's like 1 second they're like, "Hey, babe," and the next one is like, "You're an ugly fat bitch," you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. Like, hey, gorgeous, fat fucking bitch. Like, why? But that's the thing. It's like I feel like they would never like straight guys would like never say that to like a girl in person.
Is the internet anonymity.
Get away.
It's scary out there. So if you're not interested, block them. Why leave them on red? Does that make you feel better? I know
That's
it does for
true.
me.
They'll never have to worry about it again.
Not a fan of those guys who they'll show a screenshot and is this person messaging them like once a month for 6 months or something. It's like, why don't you block them?
Right.
Do them a favor, put them out of their misery.
Like if you think they're so pathetic and repulsed by them, just block them. Or do you secretly like the attention? Who knows?
If you're a grinder stud, comment below. How do you handle your messages?
Yeah,
We should sell a course on grinder communications.
that is so true.
Courses are the next hot commodity.
Oh, they definitely are. Especially courses that are useless and kind of like border on grifting. Like a lot of the top model contestants or like winners from America's Next Top Model have model courses. But I mean, that's like so fraudulent. Like, what do you mean model course?
What do
Like,
you
either
mean?
you're a
You need to
model
take
or
it.
you're not.
I don't know. Watch me after I take the course.
True, true.
Not that I take these, but a lot of people are rave about the AI generated courses. And all these bros are like, you can make money at home too. Go to AI, get a script written, and now make it a course, and now sell it. And there's
But
like your course that you're selling that you made all with AI.
like, well, that's the thing. It's like, who's gonna buy your course? Like, unless like you are like a reputable or like social media person to begin with. It goes
I
back to that
mean,
what's his face that you knew that like created like a mug company that it's like shut like no, that makes no sense.
it's again, it's all people selling courses because like there are people who sell you courses on how to do it. Most people who sign up for these courses probably don't even do the thing. Oh, speaking of purchasing habits, did you hear the Wendy's news?
Yes, Jenna was just telling me about that. The surge pricing.
Yes. Or
What?
dynamic pricing as they call it.
That's crazy. They already charged like $13 for a meal. Like what?
But is it going to be cheaper during non-surge hours?
Probably not.
If anything, it's just going to be more expensive.
You may as well just go to Cheesecake Factory at that point.
I'm really curious how this is going to play out because, you know, if I'm a consumer and I don't care, I just want a burger, and I see there's no line at Wendy's, I'm like, I better go now so it's not more expensive later.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of people are saying that they're going to like boycott Wendy's or whatever. They're done with Wendy's because like they're just so mad that they could do this. But how long are they going to stick to that new behavior, right? If you go to Wendy's regularly, you're going to want that food, and maybe now you'll just go when there's no line.
Right. But I do find it's like a little conspicuous almost because it's like, okay, well, is this based on like how many people are in the drive-through or when your usual like rush is?
Yeah, I guess it depends because delivery orders, do those people get in from the drive through or do they have to go in?
Hmm.
Because I know most McDonald's you have to go in, right? I don't
Probably
know.
go in.
So then how do you know that they don't have 100 orders pending and there's no one in the drive through?
Jenna said that she went to Wingstop at 6 p.m. on Friday and it took them 35 minutes. They were like, it's going to be a 35-minute wait. There was nobody in the restaurant.
Oh.
So like Jenna's like, well, it must like there's only one like it has to have been like a bunch of like online orders. Otherwise, like I don't know.
So they were like, she was getting carry out,
No, they were dining in.
and they had to wait to be seated.
No, they had to wait 35 minutes just for their food. They ordered at a counter, like as like a fast food
Oh,
place.
damn!
I was like, damn, are they making it from scratch? What's the holdup?
The house is making noises. I hope it's nothing weird.
Oh my god, yeah, I don't hear anything, so I think the storm might be over.
The storm is over. You can crawl out of your hole now.
Here comes the sun.
Let's go to Wendy's.
Now I want Wendy's so bad.
I can't say that I've had Wendy's since like 2019, 2020.
I had it at least 20 times last year,
Wow.
so I cannot relate.
So okay, like I guess I don't know, because like my friends have Wendy's, I just never go. Nothing against it. I just like I live so far from it. I
Yeah.
don't know. I have an aversion to drive-throughs.
Why?
I don't know. I'm old school. I like going inside, but
Oh,
also I'm just like really cheap about getting food to go. But at the same time, I sit down at restaurants all the time. I
I
don't
guess
know.
it is a more dynamic atmosphere if you like sit down.
I just don't get fast food much.
I didn't know that they had Subway drive-throughs like on the West Coast.
Oh, really? That makes sense.
Isn't that wild?
I mean, I don't see why they shouldn't. Drive-throughs are great. Like I like them in theory. I just never go. I go with other people.
Yeah.
Some of my fondest memories are like in the Starbucks drive-through.
Yeah, our Starbucks trips were quite legendary for sure.
Mhm.
It's like a moment to reflect and a moment to just take in reality when you're like hungover on a Sunday morning. I don't go to Starbucks anymore, but wow. When I did, that was crazy.
Closing words for you.
I hope that this tornado does not exist,
I hope so too.
but
I
I
hope
can't
there's no
wait to
tornado.
see you all next week.
Yay! Thanks for tuning in. Eat your slop.
Don't forget your slap.